Hello. In today's module, we will be discussing a very important topic, that is planning. And we'll be discussing the process and various components of planning. So let's first of all understand what exactly is planning. According to a very famous Chinese philosopher, Confucius, a man who does not plan long ahead will find trouble at his door. So it's always good to plan ahead. Now let's understand the concept of planning. Planning is a process, first of all. It involves determination of the future course of action. What are you going to do in the future? Why you want to do something in future? What action you are going to take? How you will take the action? When you will take the action? So these are all the different aspects of a planning process. In planning, a manager uses facts, reasonable premises, and constraints from all these, and he visualizes and formulates the necessary activities and how they will be conducted. Now, let's see the definition of planning. And a very famous expert of marketing, Philip Kotler, has very rightly said that planning is deciding in present what to do in future. So, it is basically a process whereby the companies reconcile their resources with the objectives and opportunities. Now let's see the various steps involved in planning. The first step of planning is to set objectives. The second step is to establish planning premises. Third step is searching alternatives. The fourth step is evaluating those alternatives. The fifth step is selecting the most appropriate alternative. The sixth step is implementing the plan. And the last step is follow up action. Now let's see each of these steps in a little detail. So the first step is setting of objectives. Now objectives basically should be set for long term as well as for short term. They should be specific and they should be verifiable. You should be able to verify those objectives. They should be clear and easy to understand. They should indicate the actions what need to be taken, and they should clearly state the expected results. What exactly results are you expecting? So the objective should be, or the goal should be, SMART. SMART stands for specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and timely. The second step of the planning process is establishing planning premises. Now, what exactly are premises? Planning premises are basically the assumptions what you have about the future environment. What exactly will be there in future environment, that is your internal environment and your external environment. So what will be, how will it affect the organization? That is basically the planning premises. These are the assumed conditions in which the plan is to be executed. Premises about internal environment, which will include the plans, the policies, the resources, its strength and weaknesses. That is the internal environment. How will that affect our planning? And also planning premises should be developed, or assumptions should be developed about the external environment, which will include your political, legal, social, technological, also your competitive market conditions. So all the assumptions need to be considered in advance before making the plan. Now the premises about the internal environment, it is managed by higher level managers. They focus on the external environment or the external premises, and for the lower level managers, they focus more on establishing the internal premises. Now let's see the third step, that is searching of alternatives. It is basically related to identifying different alternative courses of action. What exactly can be done to achieve that particular objective? Now, searching alternatives, it is not a difficult task, but the difficult task is to find out the most promising alternative, which one will work the best or during the planning process. Now, alternatives can be searched by the help of the process of brainstorming. The employees in an organization can sit together and discuss various ideas or alternatives and find out the most promising alternative. The fourth step is evaluating those alternatives. Whatever alternatives or ideas that have been gathered during the brainstorming process, that need to be evaluated. Now, evaluation can be based on many factors, such as, first of all, how much investment is required in each of the alternatives, or how much risk is involved in that alternative, whether that alternative will satisfy the availability of resources, whether it will have an expected payback period, in how much time it will pay back, or we will be able to recover the capital. Then also the planning premises, what are the planning premises, and whether the alternatives fit in those planning premises. So all these things, and also the objectives of the organization, whether they satisfy the objective of the organization that have been formed during the planning process. So all these factors should be considered when you are evaluating the alternatives, and whichever alternative fits best in all these factors, that alternative is the most promising alternative. The fifth step is selecting the most appropriate alternative. After evaluating different alternatives, they select the most appropriate alternative course of action, which is also known as the plan. Sometimes planners they also select two or more plans rather than one. So in case if one plan fails, they are ready with another plan. The sixth step is implementing the plan. Implementation requires manager to perform three other management functions along with planning, that is organizing, directing, and controlling. So it goes hand in hand with planning. So managers they assign various tasks and responsibilities to their subordinates, and they ensure that there is a timely supply of needed resources to implement that plan. Communication is also important, and explaining of the plans to the person responsible for the implementation is important on the part of the managers. Also, the managers they need to direct, motivate, and provide the right kind of leadership for effective implementation of the plan. They should also ensure that the performance is as per the plans. The last step is the follow-up action. This step it mainly involves the controlling function of the management, where the leaders or the managers or the planners they should regularly monitor the progress of the plan, whether it is going according to their premises or their pre-assumed conditions. They should also try to identify what are the weaknesses and limitations that are happening during the execution or implementation of the plan, and they should also try to find out if there is a need for review or they need to revise the plan. And if situation is needed, then they also need to introduce necessary changes to the original plan. That all is the part of the follow up action. Now let's see what are the different components of planning. Different components of planning are the objectives, the strategies, the policies, procedures, methods, rules, standards, programs, schedules, budgets, projects, and tactics. So, some of the components are interlinked with each other, but it is important to understand how one is different from the other and how in planning we can use these components. The first one is objectives. Now, what exactly are objectives? They are the desired results, as earlier discussed, they are the desired results that an organization wants to achieve within a specified time period. And as we discussed, they should be SMART. They are also known as the purpose, mission, or the goals. The second component is strategies. The purpose of strategy is to give directional clues to the organization to achieve its objective. Now, what is the difference between objective and strategies? Objectives are what to do, and strategies are how to do that, how to achieve that. That is the basic difference between objective and strategies. Let's see the third component of planning, which is policies. Policies are the guidelines that will help in decision making. These are basically the set boundaries around which the decisions need to be made or based. The fourth component of planning is procedures. They are the method of handling the future activities. How are we going to handle those activities? They are the chronological sequence of steps that are to be taken to accomplish a specific task. Now let's see the fifth component of planning, which is method. It is basically the prescribed way of completing a step in a procedure. So it is a component of procedure, and it consists of all the tools, techniques, and resources that are needed to accomplish that particular step of the procedure. So method is a part of procedure. What are rules? Rules are basically specified recorded statements that will help direct what must or must not be done in a given situation. So they give you a sense of direction. What are standards? They are basically a measurement. It is a measure against which the level of performance is measured or evaluated. So, whatever we perform, we measure it with the standard and see if we are going in the right direction or not. It is basically a basis of control. Now, the next component of planning is programs. It is an action plan that consists of a sequence and timing of steps which is necessary to achieve the objective. It also indicates the persons which are responsible for performing those actions. So, it is a part of plan, but it also showcases which person is responsible for performing which action. It is also supported by budget. So, every action that needs to be done is supported by how much budget it will be requiring. So that basically is a program. The ninth component of planning is schedule. It is an operational plan which indicates the time of. So here the main component is time. So it will showcase what is the time of the commencement of plan, what are the different stages of plans and how much time each stage will take, and finalizing of the task. Next component of planning is very important, that is budget. So budget is a statement of expected results expressed in numerical terms. It is the number, it is stated in numbers. So it can be your sales budget, it can be a production budget, it can be your cash budget. And the next one is projects. It is a smaller action plan and a distinct part of the program. The next one is tactics. It is a short-term action plan for implementing strategies. So these are the various components of planning.
The next lesson, where we head on to discounted cash flow. The next lesson, where we head on to discounted cash flow.